Most people believe saving your first $100,000 is impossible. They imagine it requires a high salary, a lucky break, or some secret investment strategy. But the truth is simpler and harder to accept. Your first $100,000 is not built by intelligence. It is not built by talent. It is built by behavior. This video is not about getting rich fast. It's about understanding why the first 100,000 is the hardest and why everything changes after that. If you understand this, money stops feeling mysterious. It becomes predictable, and predictable systems can be built. Why the first $100,000 matters. The first $100,000 is not important because of the number. It matters because of what it represents. Before this point, money feels fragile. One mistake can erase months of effort. Progress feels slow and discouraging. After this point, money begins to behave differently. Not because you are smarter, but because momentum has begun. Money starts working alongside you instead of against you. This is why many wealthy people say their first $100,000 was harder than their first million. The early stage is about discipline. The later stage is about direction. The biggest lie about saving money. Most people believe saving money is about sacrifice. They imagine cutting joy out of life, saying no to everything, living miserably. This belief causes people to quit early. But saving your first $100,000 is not about extreme restriction. It is about control. Control over habits. Control over identity. Control over decisions that repeat daily. You don't save $100,000 by doing one big thing. You save it by doing small things consistently. And consistency does not require motivation. It requires structure. Why most people never reach it. Most people never reach their first $100,000 because they focus on the wrong goal. They chase income alone. Income feels exciting. Income feels powerful. But income without discipline disappears. The real battle is not earning more. It is keeping what you earn long enough for it to grow. Many people increase their salary and feel poorer than before because their lifestyle expands faster than their income. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it silently destroys progress. The real starting point, mental shift. Before saving money, something must change internally. You must stop seeing money as something to spend and start seeing it as something to store and deploy. This shift is uncomfortable at first. It means delaying gratification. It means choosing long-term stability over short-term pleasure. But once this identity shift happens, saving stops feeling painful. It starts feeling powerful. You are no longer reacting to money. You are directing it. The rule of boring consistency. There is nothing exciting about saving money, and that is exactly why it works. Excitement creates spikes. Spikes collapse. Wealth is built through boring repetition, automated saving, predictable investing, stable habits. People underestimate boring systems because they don't feel impressive. But boring systems compound quietly. Why time matters more than amount. People ask the wrong question. They ask, how much should I save? The better question is, how long will I stay consistent? Saving $300 a month for 10 years beats saving $1,000 a month for 1 year. Time amplifies discipline. Your first $100,000 is not about speed. It is about endurance. The dangerous middle phase. There is a phase where progress feels invisible. You're saving. You're investing. But nothing exciting is happening. This is where most people quit. They assume something is wrong. But nothing is wrong. This is the compounding delay. Growth happens silently first, then visibly later. Those who quit never reach the turning point. Why $100,000 is a psychological wall. The first $100,000 changes how you see risk. Before it, risk feels dangerous. After it, risk becomes calculated. You stop fearing small setbacks. You stop panicking over fluctuations. Because you now have margin. Margin creates confidence. Confidence creates better decisions. Saving versus investing, clear difference. Saving protects you. Investing grows you. Saving alone keeps you safe. Investing alone keeps you exposed. The first $100,000 requires both, but in balance. You don't gamble early. You stabilize first. Security before growth. Why simple strategies win. Complex strategies feel intelligent, but simplicity wins over time. Index investing. Low fees. Long horizon. The goal is not to beat the market. The goal is to stay in the market long enough. Most people lose not because they are wrong, but because they quit. Identity of a saver. Saving money is not an action. It is an identity. You don't say, "I'm trying to save." You say, "I'm someone who saves." Identity drives behavior automatically. Once this clicks, discipline becomes effortless. The first $100,000 is not about money. It's about becoming the type of person who finishes what they start. Why income starts to matter after discipline. In the beginning, discipline matters more than income. But once discipline is locked in, income becomes a powerful accelerator. This is where many people misunderstand the process. They either chase income too early and lose control, or stay stuck saving small amounts forever. The truth is simple. Discipline builds the foundation. Income expansion builds the structure. Once your saving habits are stable, increasing income no longer leaks away. It stacks. Why most people sabotage themselves here. This stage is dangerous. You start seeing progress. Your accounts grow. Confidence rises. And then, spending creeps back in. Not because you're irresponsible, but because your brain wants to reward itself. This was hard. I deserve something. This single thought has destroyed more financial progress than any recession. Wealth is delayed reward, repeated. The comfort trap. As income increases, comfort expands. Better food, better phone, better lifestyle. None of these are bad. The danger is automatic upgrading. Every raise does not need a lifestyle upgrade. Some raises should buy freedom, not comfort. Why patience multiplies results. Patience is the most underrated financial skill. Not intelligence, not hustle, not even discipline. Patience. Money grows in seasons. Early on, it grows slowly and quietly. Later, it grows faster than expected. Those who leave early never see the second phase. The myth of the perfect time. Many people wait for the perfect moment. Perfect market. Perfect income. Perfect knowledge. That moment never comes. Progress belongs to those who start imperfectly and adjust. Waiting feels safe, but waiting costs time. Why automation beats willpower. Willpower is unreliable. Automation is permanent. Automatic transfers remove decision fatigue. You don't argue with yourself every month. You don't negotiate with temptation. The system runs whether you feel motivated or not. Why debt delays the first $100,000. Debt steals future time. Every payment you make is money you can't deploy. Not all debt is evil, but uncontrolled debt is heavy. Freedom grows when obligations shrink. Less debt equals more flexibility. More flexibility equals better decisions. The invisible benefit of saving. Saving money does something most people never talk about. It reduces fear. Fear causes bad decisions. When you're financially fragile, you tolerate bad jobs. You panic during downturns. You avoid smart risks. Savings create calm. Calm creates clarity. Why simple investing wins again. Once savings grow, investing becomes unavoidable. But complexity is the enemy. You don't need constant trading, predictions, secrets. You need consistency. Low cost, diversified investing works not because it's exciting, but because it's survivable. The role of time in compounding. Compounding doesn't reward speed. It rewards staying invested. The first years feel pointless. The later years feel magical. But nothing magical happened. Time did the work. Why most people sell too early? Volatility scares beginners. They see drops as failure. Experienced savers see drops as noise. The difference is emotional tolerance. Your first $100,000 teaches you emotional resilience. Confidence comes from tracking. What you don't track feels chaotic. Tracking progress creates motivation, not obsession, awareness. Small wins compound mentally before they compound financially. The identity shift again. By this stage, something important happens. You stop asking, "Can I afford this?" and start asking, "Does this move me forward?" This question changes everything. Why the journey feels lonely. Saving seriously isolates you. Others spend. Others upgrade. Others joke. You quietly build. This loneliness is temporary. Financial independence is rare because the path is quiet. Why comparison is poison. Comparing progress destroys momentum. You never see someone's debt, someone's stress, someone's future obligations. You only see consumption. Stay focused on your system. The turning point approaches. As you near your first $100,000, something shifts. Growth becomes noticeable. Confidence stabilizes. Decisions slow down. You stop chasing. You start selecting. Why this is still the hardest phase. Even now, the danger remains. Impatience whispers, "You're close. Take a shortcut." Shortcuts break systems. Finish the process. The first $100,000 doesn't make you rich. It makes you capable. The moment everything quietly changes. The first $100,000 doesn't arrive with fireworks. No applause. No dramatic moment. No sudden feeling of wealth. What changes is subtle. Your money starts working harder than you do. Not dramatically, not overnight, but consistently. Why the second $100,000 is different. The second $100,000 is easier than the first. Not because you got smarter, not because life got easier, but because momentum exists. Your habits are built. Your systems are running. Your emotions are steadier. Money compounds behavior before it compounds returns. How compounding finally becomes visible. Before $100,000, growth feels theoretical. After it, growth becomes visible. You start noticing monthly gains larger than your contributions. Market recoveries that matter. Time working in your favor. This is when patience pays rent. Why most people still fail here. Surprisingly, many people lose momentum after reaching this milestone. They relax too much. They experiment recklessly. They abandon simplicity. Success breeds overconfidence. The discipline that got you here must stay. The role of restraint after success. Wealth isn't built by aggressive moves. It's protected by restraint. You don't need every opportunity, every trend, every once-in-a-lifetime idea. You need fewer mistakes. Avoiding losses matters more than chasing wins. Why boring is still beautiful. The strategies that work remain boring. Regular investing, low fees, diversification, patience, boring scales, excitement breaks. How your time perspective shifts. Time feels different now. You stop thinking in months. You start thinking in years. Short-term noise fades. Long-term clarity sharpens. Money stops being the main goal. Here's a truth few talk about. After a certain point, money stops being the goal. Freedom becomes the focus. Time flexibility, choice, peace of mind. Money becomes a tool, not a scorecard. Why lifestyle design matters more now. As wealth grows, design matters. Not more stuff, better structure. Where you live, how you work, how much stress you tolerate. Money gives you options, but only if you choose intentionally. The danger of unnecessary complexity. More money invites complexity. More accounts, more strategies, more opinions. Complexity increases risk. Simplicity protects longevity. Why you should protect your identity. Your identity carried you here. You are a saver, a long-term thinker, a disciplined builder. Don't trade that identity for status. Status fades. Identity compounds. Giving your money a job. Idle money drifts. Purposeful money compounds. Each dollar should have a role. Safety, growth, opportunity, enjoyment. Clarity prevents waste. The emotional return of financial stability. One of the biggest returns isn't financial. It's emotional. Less anxiety, more confidence, better decisions. You stop reacting. You start choosing. Why you should move slower as you grow. Speed is useful early. Later, caution wins. Big mistakes hurt more when numbers are larger. Move slower. Think longer. Act deliberately. The wealth snowball effect. Your network improves. Your opportunities increase. Your confidence attracts options. Not magically, logically. Stability attracts stability. Why gratitude matters more now. Gratitude anchors discipline. Without it, wealth becomes a moving target. You always want more. You never feel secure. Gratitude stabilizes ambition. What the first $100,000 really teaches you. It teaches patience. It teaches restraint. It teaches self-control. But most importantly, it teaches that you are capable of long-term effort. That lesson is priceless. If you're starting from zero, you're not behind. You're early. Every disciplined action compounds. Every boring choice builds power. If you want more calm, realistic videos about money, discipline, and long-term thinking, subscribe to FinClaris. No hype, no shortcuts, just clarity.